It's been quite a long time since I have shown you interim steps of the van builds. Way back in the beginning, I showed you how I did every single thing and I explained the who, where, when, and how. Gray tanks under the van, 2 of them. Here's what we got. And I think you all enjoyed that. I think that was good content, interesting. I'm going to get back to that. I realize that's what's missing from my videos. I don't think it's that important because it's rote. It's the type of thing that we do every day. I don't see it as being special anymore, when in fact it is special and it is unique and it is creative to see the individual steps and how we arrive where we got. How we arrive where we got. My English teacher would be thrilled. Anyway, this is She to Me. And we are very excited as to how this is turning out style-wise. Of course, quality is always there. Workmanship, always there. We got a lot of details from Debbie and John as to what they wanted, but then they let us go creatively and style-wise. They did mention that they like the white chocolate that's in their Pleasureway Ascent right now. So I tracked it down. I found the white chocolate. It's a premium laminate. So kudos to Pleasureway for using a higher quality laminate in their builds. So yeah, I've grown to like this. You know, we've never done a full laminate build like this. We're always into our woods, whether it's walnut, cherry, white oak. I just did a maple van, which with the 80/20, I think is stunning. It's a really nice contrast. It's a mild contrast. Anyway, this one has got some really nice postmodern details to it. Wait to see this van when it's completed. But I had to show you some of the things we're working on now. Like I said, we're just so damn excited about it. You saw the Airline cabinets, and those are just finally completed. And these Airline cabinets are going to run into the Galley wall cabinets. They're shelves though. They're not wall cabinets, they're shelves. And we're going to pick up on the angles. There's a theme. We have a very deliberate theme throughout this van build, design-wise. We've got a cherry stringer, a cherry ribbon that runs all the way through the van, only in the horizontal. You won't see any cherry vertical trim pieces. It's all in the horizontal. Very minimal, very delicate, very subtle. Because Debbie isn't crazy about wood. She wants laminate. We gave her laminate, but I had to bring in a little bit of a warm detail. It's beautiful. The cherry with this white chocolate. Really nice. So that's what's going to run through here. That cherry stringer will come right along this little, it's like a little spice shelf. And then here's their upper shelf, picks up the angle of the Airline cabinet, and then we step back and picks it up further on the avocado shelf. Over here, we've given her a nice deep olive oil storage trough. Maybe bottles of rum, olive oil, I don't know. Nice big countertop. One thing that we realized with her pantry, we made the pantry accessible from both sides. Because as you can see, I could be standing here prepping. Here's your sink, induction cooker coming out of one of these drawers. Could be here, could be here. A lot of prep space. Debbie's going to get a countertop extension down the end. Flush, infinity. So really, if you were standing in this corner prepping, you can get into this pantry from this side or that side. So, you know, we don't stick with first thought. What I call first thought is you get an idea, oh, that's a great idea, and you run with it. Develop it, enhance it, refine it, go a step further, push the envelope. So I see a lot of van builds, a pull-out step to get into the bed. Oh, great idea. Well, that's first idea, because you pull out a step 8 to 10 inches, that gets you into the bed. But did you remember, you also got to get out of the bed. Now, if you're getting out of the bed, how are you going to navigate an 8, 10-inch step? So let me show you what we did. I don't know if I could do this with the camera behind me, but we pull out that roller, okay? It has a storage box in here. You can put stuff, shoes, hats, windbreakers. And then with the side handles, you flip it down, and now you have a two-step into the bed, okay? Two-step into the bed. It makes it a lot easier to get in, and also when you're getting out, it's late at night. Of course, you have your night light on, your signature Humble Road red night light. But now when you come swing out of this and have to scooch out of the bed, easy peasy. You come out of this thing any which way you want and down to the bathroom. And then in the morning, you bring this forward. Don't forget your storage. Now, the reason we have this storage is because when it is stowed away, we don't take up that space in the back of this roller box. I need that space for my DC chargers and my Victron Lynx distributors. So when this stores away, see that? I still have that space available. This thing went right up to my Lynx distributor. And then when you open it, you bring it out, you click the lock, and then this drops down. And again, it's a box. It's a box. Don't waste that storage space. I'm in the dining room. Or is this the living room? I guess it depends on how you've got it configured. We're going to have a large table, an 1.25 inch thick table, hinged on this cherry sill. Don't worry, this is greatly reinforced. And that cherry table comes down. Nice big table for John and Debbie to sit at right here. Now, they do not want to knock knees. Okay, they could play footsie, but not knock knees. John's pretty tall. So we made sure we were very sensitive. Again, remember, it's a game of Tetris when you're building vans. We have the refrigerator, we have the pantry, we have an appliance garage, we have our breaker panel, we've got our 2-zone heating system. Everything's got to fit and play nice together. So we made this as large as we possibly could. It was important for me to not block any part of this window. And it goes all the way to the frame. I kind of have a rule when it comes to building vans. If the chassis does not have any holes in it, I leave it exposed. I don't want to cover that up. That's superfluous. Here's my thinking. This is a van. It is a vehicle, okay? This is not a room at the plaza. However, if I choose to cover every bit of the chassis, what have I done? I've added unnecessary weight to the van, unnecessary build time, unnecessary closing in of the space. Unnecessary. You'll see in all my builds, there's chassis exposed. Celebrate it. Meet it head on. So anyway, this is their dinette. And obviously you can see this is the toilet. This is going to have another box frame cushion top that you would lift off to use the toilet. It'll look like a little one-person love seat. You'll never know it's a toilet. Toilet, I say? You remember me talking in the past about wanting to build my own toilet because the whole toilet industry, all these offerings, they're getting crazy with what they do and what they did. Push the button, here's the flap, open this, do that. And when those things fail, you're dealing with your waste. Keep it simple, right? So we built our own toilet. This is the Humble Road Commode. The Humble Road Commode. Now, I will not be offering these to the general public. We will not be selling this. You can buy it from us directly. This toilet is $250,000, but it comes with a camper van. So look at this diverter that Debbie bought overseas. It's a ceramic hand-painted diverter. And we set that right in our separate top piece. That's right. We started this project with a cheap separate toilet diverter. This is it. And we modified it. We cut it apart. So that's going to get fixed in here, clicked in, because look, I can take this whole thing apart to clean it. Nothing's going to break. There's nothing to break. So you obviously have your urine separated from your number 2. There'll be a bucket with compostable bags in the back, biodegradable bags. No composting, no black tank. Urine can go into its own separate jug, or we can plumb it to the gray tank, which is what we're going to do in this case. And then you can let that out when you dump your gray tank. Now, when this is a shower, did I say shower? That's right. It's the dining room, it's the bathroom, and it's the shower. I did something similar to this in Sam van. You can see this space back here. This is where the shower curtain's going to live. And it's going to be a pretty silk shower curtain, so it could swag, if you like, for a decorative warm feel. So you have the option of leaving this toilet in the shower or just remove it for your shower. You could use it as your shelf for your shampoo and your cream rinse and your whatnots. If you notice where the floor, the subfloor, raised subfloor, which has radiant heat in it, by the way, it ends and we're back down the chassis floor. This is the shower pan. The shower pan, as I did in Sam's van, extends under the armoire because all our shower controls are inside this hidden pocket. So when this is a living room or a dining room, you don't know that it's multifunctional. It's got a very nice aesthetic feel to it. So what I have is these are the hot and cold diverters from Shower Miser. So you would flip this to one setting and run the water, and it sends the water back to the fresh tank until it's warm enough for a shower. You're not wasting water. Once you get that where you want it, you flip the dial, you take out your wand. Now the wand can live right here on a clip so that when you're showering and working, hang on a second, let me send you upwards. Now you can see what I'm talking about. The wand comes out. I'm going to have a little holder for it here so that when you're working and washing yourself, it's right here for you to grab and rinse. And then we'll have another wand clip up here so it's used as a regular rainbird shower head. There'll be 2 spots for that. Options. Right? This shelf, see, this is the lid for the shower. This is going to come down and stop right there. And that can be used as your shelf for your cream rinse and your shampoo. Now, you've got all this open while you're showering. Or you say, hey, you're going to get leaks down in that little bucket there. Well, this channel, this entire fixture is floating over the shower pan. You could run the water straight down in there, flood it. It's going to go into the pan and out the sump pump. Okay. If you put this away and it drips for a little while, as they all do, is the shower pan and out. Front and back of these shower controls, all the plumbing, all those fittings are over the shower pan. Any failure, it leaks into the shower pan, into the sump, into the gray tank, out on the road. So, the Airline cabinets are largely completed. We did these for the first time in Dr. Stevens' van, Mr. and Mrs. Sprinter's van. So now I'm up on the bed. We call these the Airline cabinets because they look like the cabinets that are above your seats on an airplane. See? You crack that code? The reason we have these angled cabinets is because when Mr. and Mrs. Sprinter are laying down in the bed, a queen-size bed, I might add, we didn't want anything right in their faces, okay? So that's why we made these cabinets. These are basically drawers on the wall. These are larger. These are much bigger Airline cabinets than what we did for Mr. and Mrs. Sprinter. So the way these work is I'm actually standing through the mattress. We have a fixed bed back here. This is a north-south queen-size bed. So I'm actually standing in the bicycle garage where they're going to have their 2 electric bikes. Mattress is up around here at this height. Mattress is there, so you sit or kneel on the bed and you bring this down. It'll have a stop on it, so it stops right about here. And you stack all of your clothing right across here. We're going to have a bungee system that holds all the clothing in and up and out of the way. Like I've said in the past, it's a drawer on the wall. And each side has 2 airline cabinets. They're huge. These are really, you're going to get a lot of storage in these 2 cabinets. They're on each side. How they latch close. It's like you're in a Boeing 747. And then we've got these very deep storage bins on either side of the bed. Imagine a lot of storage in this van, a lot of storage. This is Roxy, the do anything, go anywhere Sprinter van. We're putting the finishing touches on Roxy. Next week or 2, we're going to blitz and try to get all these little details wrapped up and call the owners, tell them that it's ready. It's an exciting time. That brings me to the reason for this segment. I've done 20 to 22 vans, varying degrees of completion, since I started Humble Road 4 or 5 years ago. And with all that experience behind me now, I can make you 2 guarantees. The first guarantee is you're going to love your van. Every one of my clients is thrilled and happy and enjoying their vans. I get texts, I get emails, I get photographs, and I call and text them. And I ask, how are you going? Is there anything you're wanting? Are you missing anything? Did we miss anything? Is everything working okay? Is it intuitive to you? The customer feedback has been magnificent, stupendous. Not to say we're going to rest on our laurels, because we never do. I'm constantly refining and improving. That brings me to my second guarantee. First guarantee is you'll love the van. Second guarantee, it's going to be late. Every one of those vans has been late, off schedule. And you know what? To me, it doesn't matter. It's important that they're late, and here's why. We don't work off plans. We do not put down a design and a list of features, plan it out, and build the van. Okay? That's called manufacturing. We don't do that. I don't want to do that. This is very similar to the way I would build a photograph when I had my advertising photography studio for over 35 years. Constantly building on the shot, adding, removing, fixing, changing, reshooting, retouch. That's how I approach these van builds. Every little thing we do, we painstakingly design it. We try to think long term. Okay, it's not your first thought. As I mentioned earlier in this video, a lot of van design ideas are first thought ideas. They're the first idea that came to your mind and you do it. We don't do that. We get an idea and then we elaborate. We open that idea up. We think beyond the box. We push the envelope. Okay, enough. You get the idea. We're doing things to this van that we didn't even think about 21 months ago when it came in. That's the way I want to build. I want these vans to go out the door as a beautiful product, as a beautiful piece of artwork that we really thought about. And you know what? We're not perfect. Artists are typically flawed in many ways. So, as you know, the vans come back. They come back for their tighten up. We make changes. We make additions, modifications. Not generally from what they're asking us to do, but from what we want to do to improve something that we sent out earlier as being good and just. And now we can do better. So we make it better. All the Humble Road vans, I want those values to all remain high. So your van's going to be late. And you're going to understand why when you call me smiling from Montana.